Hello, my friends. I'd like to take you through a comfortable, guided practice of the Snake and Turtle Qigong set, softening the shoulders long. As you stand, release your shoulders so that your middle fingers touch the side seam of your pants. Standing comfortably, releasing your breath, quieting your mind. A gentle smile on your face, enjoying the opportunity to relax. Feel your neck release and soften upward, as though your head is released upward. And as your shoulders relax, it's as though your arms hang, growing long, so that your hands fall away from your head, lengthening your shoulders, falling lengthwise all the way down your arms. Empty your chest, allowing the qi to sink to your belly, softening the front of the shoulder. Feel your back open, softening the rear of the shoulder, and eventually settling your hands onto your navel, allowing your awareness to sink inside. Don't round forward. Don't arch your back or lift your shoulders up or pull your shoulders down. Instead, soften long through the arms to the hands. Feel everything settle comfortably. When you're ready, begin circling your hands around your navel. Your awareness gently penetrating inside your abdomen. Softening your belly. Don't hold your shoulders, don't pull on your arms. Let go. Be gentle, nurturing. Taking your time. At some point, changing direction, spiraling slowly back inward. Successively smaller and smaller circles. Continuing to release the shoulders, the elbows, the hands. Again, your awareness sinks inside, warming the belly, quieting the mind. When you feel ready, gently slide your hands around to your lower back, comfortably resting your palms on your back. Don't round forward, don't lean back trying to reach, don't pull your shoulders up or your heads down. Instead, simply soften your shoulders. Allow them to open so that your hands can touch your back or the sides near your back, Be gentle. Stay comfortable. Sliding your hands gently up and down. Warming the musculature of the back, the glutes, the rear of the leg. Maintaining the release of your shoulders. Don't lift your shoulders toward your ears. Don't lift your elbows. Lead with your hands. Allow the weight to sink down through the leg into the ground. Releasing the neck. The spine continues long. Don't pull the shoulders up. Stay soft. Let the shoulder blades sink down the back as the weight pours through the leg into the rear end. Slowly tapering the movement, allowing your shoulders to feel warm and comfortable. Let that heat penetrate into the lower back, and then when you're ready, slide back around to the front, letting everything be comfortable. Softening your hands, allow them to rest into the front of the hip to draw some extra awareness there as you spiral your tail. Keep your shoulders released. Your elbows hang, your hands are soft. You may feel that spiral continuing all the way up the spine, keeping the shoulders released allows it to travel up through the neck. And then, when you feel ready, shoulders softening lengthwise. Don't pull your elbows back or push them forward or lift them up or pull them down. Let everything release, softening through the hips. Releasing your lower back, your belly. Don't hold on to your breath. There is a relationship between the hips and the shoulders. Changing direction when you feel ready. Continuing to soften the hips. Continuing to release the shoulders down through the hands. Smaller and smaller when you're ready. Returning to neutral. When you feel ready, begin making gentle circles with the head. Continuing to release the shoulders, shoulder girdle, the base of the neck, the upper chest. Everything softens through the throat. Be careful not to pull your shoulders back. Don't push your shoulders down or pull them forward. Always releasing this spiral through. Don't hunch forward. Don't push your chest down. These are all things people do. Simply stay out of the way. If you'd like to, you may find it easier if you keep your feet together as you practice, but it's perfectly fine to leave them at hips width if that makes you feel a little bit more balanced. Changing directions when you're ready. Narrow, wide, whatever's most comfortable for you. At some point, looking down between your feet, allow the length of your neck to stretch, softening that space between your shoulder blades, and then very gently rolling the head up and continuing forward and through. Snake softening the front and the back. You may return your feet to hips width. As you open the front of your body, allow the front of your shoulder and chest to open. Perhaps your palms turn forward. As you release your back and your shoulders roll forward, your palms turn backward. Please take your time. Continue releasing lengthwise from the shoulders to the hands, softening the tops of the shoulders, front, the space beneath along the ribs, and then the back. Continue releasing your head long and the space beneath the arms. Allowing full length through the spine. Never pulling your chin and head down. Everything stays softened long, from your elbows to your hands, even from your hips to your feet. Continuing to breathe comfortably. And smile. Closing whenever you're finished. Releasing any tension that may have gathered in your neck and shoulders. Just allow it to fall down through, and your awareness to collect deep beneath your palms, between your navel and your spine. Breathing comfortably. Feel good? When you feel ready, moving into Black Snake, twines around the tree. As you lift your hand, do not lift your shoulder. Don't pull it forward. Allow the shoulder blade to release down the back. So as the hand goes up, the shoulder goes down. Hand goes up, the shoulder releases down. Soften your shoulder, your chest, your waist, your hips, your knees, your feet. Releasing fully down your back. Hand goes up, but the shoulder softens down. Don't pull your shoulder blades back together. Don't pull it forward or crunch your chest down. Continue staying softened long. We explore this principle from every possible angle. Letting go. Leading with the hand so that you don't bunch the movement up into the shoulder. Staying long and disentangled. That opposite hip stays open as you twist. Don't allow it to twist with the movement. Notice the shoulder length to the sides. Everything is open. Don't pull your arm back. Don't round it forward. It doesn't lift up. You don't push it down. You just open the ribs. Open the length of the arm, both sides. One hand freely floats up. The other one stays on the hip, allowing the whole body to open. Opposite hip releases. The shoulders stay soft. Keep your waist relaxed. Gently softening the hand, the elbow, the shoulder, the waist, the hips, the knees, the feet. The more you soften the shoulders, the easier this movement becomes. In the beginning, we are simply pushing into our own habit patterns of tension. Hand goes up, shoulder stays soft. When your shoulder blade sinks appropriately down your back, your hand actually falls easily behind your head without you having to push your head forward. As long as your shoulder is releasing in the appropriate position, it naturally wants to circle around and easily behind the head without your shoulder having to tighten itself. The trick is releasing that shoulder blade down the back. Use the other practices that I've described within Snake and Turtle as a way to explore this possibility. It really does get easier as you practice, I promise. Softening the waist, softening the lower back. And closing whenever you're finished. Warming the belly and the space just beneath. Moving into white snake. As the hands float up, the shoulders stay soft. Release the shoulder blade down the back, soften the front of the shoulder, allow the chest to gently rise and sink. Soften the space beneath the arm so that you're not pulling your arm down and inhibiting your own movement. Stay out of the way so that the shoulder blade can sink, so that your chest can rise and fall. Allow your hips to stay soft and free, your breath gentle and free. Your elbow can lift above the level of your shoulder if your shoulder is soft enough. Don't allow your shoulders to press up into your ears. Everything stays released. Closing whenever you're finished. Softer is better. Find yourself a little bit more open and free after every Qigong exercise. Moving into Golden Snake. Opening the chest, the front of the shoulders release. As before, keep the elbows soft and long to soften the ribs. Don't compress the front of the shoulder as you reach across. Don't compress the back of the shoulder as you circle around. Release the opposite hip, softening the waist. As your hand goes up, your shoulder goes down. Easy. As you circle around, release the front of the shoulder, release the back of the shoulder, release the full circle around so that there is no place that your shoulder is binding. Not in the front, not in the back, not in the top, not in the bottom. The shoulder blade is free to release. The chest gently rises and falls. The waist is free to turn. Leading with your hand so that your elbow does not bunch up into your shoulder. Continuing to soften lengthwise, outward toward the fingertips. Don't hold on to your arm. I promise that if you soften your shoulders, your arms will not fall off. Full length release. Don't hold your breath, always allowing the movement to release naturally through and around your body. Closing when you're ready. Releasing your chest, allowing the energy to sink down to your belly. Release your shoulders, allow it to sink down to your hands. Just be easy. Moving into turtle, playing in the water. Releasing the arms. Don't hold on to anything. As though you are seaweed tossed by the waves. Release the length of your arms. Crown of the head continues to float up. Shoulders release down all the way toward the hands. And just allow that softness to flow outward. Forward and back, side to side. I'm just giving a few examples here of possible directions for you to practice releasing your arms. You can circle your arms. As the shoulders sink down, it's because you release the top of the shoulders. As the shoulders roll forward, it's because you release the back of your shoulders. When the shoulders open backward, it's because you release the front of your shoulders. The shoulders are able to float upward because you soften the ribs. You soften the connections to the lower spine. Full comfortable circles, progressively softening around. And always releasing the length of the movement down the arms so that you're not pulling your arms inward toward your spine. Just let everything fall outward. A little more comfortable, a little warmer with every rotation. It's okay if there's a little bit of popping or cracking. Try not to force your way through any of those moments. See if you can find a way around. Go extra slow. You can also do an alternate shoulder circle, releasing the length of your shoulder girdle. Your hips and legs are free, both directions. And again, this is a time of improvisation, so you can follow me, or you can just move in any way that feels comfortable. We're simply focusing on the shoulders here today. As you move, try not to twist your body too much. Instead, let your shoulders do the talking. You can also open and close the shoulders, circling them around, just like in the golden snake movement, softening the front and the rear of the shoulders. As they are gathering water to your lower back and allowing it to wash through from the lower back to the navel. And then the same in the opposite direction. Gathering that warm water from behind you, collecting it in front, and then pulling it in through your navel into the center. Softening your shoulders. Notice that deep opportunity to release as you circle around. Leading with your hands. Letting everything hang. Just be comfortable. Feel free to shake and wiggle freely, like a willow tree in the wind. Or a snake slipping out of its old skin. Just set yourself free. And when you're finished, take the time to close, releasing any old stagnation, and then collecting your awareness back in the center for just a few breaths of meditation. Then beginning the next movement when you're ready. Continuing to soften your spine long through turtle, sinking, and drinking chi. Folding at the hips, maintaining the length through your spine and your neck, releasing your neck at the very bottom. No compression through your spine at any point, constantly getting longer. Lengthwise through the spine, the neck, the hips go back. And as you soften down, again, allow the length of the head and the neck and upper spine to increase. It's as though you get a little taller after every movement. You don't have to go as low as I am here. Just stay comfortable. Maintaining a neutral shoulder position to allow the spine to lengthen without inhibition. Closing when you're finished. Take your time. Should feel wonderful. Your breath is free, uninhibited. When you're ready, the hands float up as though pressing up against the sky, lengthening your spine, gathering up the sky. It sinks down around you and through you. The shoulders settle down your back. Don't hunch them forward as you come down. Push the sky down through you, collecting the earth, lifting it up through your legs, along the tailbone to the lower back, and then into the center. Don't allow your shoulders to lift. Just stay soft. Hands float up, shoulder blades sink down. This is a release of the shoulders, not a tightening. Gentle arm circles to help everything relax. Flowing down from the shoulders to the waist, to the hips, all the way through the thighs. As the shoulders sink down the back, that means they don't roll forward. That allows you to sink more comfortably through the legs to the ground. And then, gathering the ground up, floats up through the middle. Don't lift your shoulders. Elbows stay soft and lengthened outward. Flowing up, whole spine is long. Gently releasing down through your body. As though you sink down, dipping your hands into the earth, gathering it up. Crown of the head stays long, leading with the crown of the head as you pull the chi up along the tailbone to the spine, and then forward into the center of the body. Comfortable, full length, continuing to lengthen from the shoulders to the hands without clenching or tightening up, shrinking your body. No compression. All the way through. Shoulder blades sink down the back, release your chest, your waist and lower back, your hips, softening your thighs, your knees, your ankles and your toes. Continue to soften as you lengthen upward. Closing when you're ready. When you're ready, moving into snake shaking its tail. Leading with the hands. Don't lead with the waist or the shoulders or the elbows. The movement tends to bunch up into the middle when you do that. Instead, it's as though your hands fall away from your shoulders and then circle around gently, tapping against your body. Don't throw yourself forward. Don't fall backward. Keep your spine safe. Always keeping the length of your arms. Hands are nice and soft. Neck floats upward. The hips stay open. That opposite hip that you're turning from falls open as it empties. Your chest is in a neutral position. If you'd like, you can tap the tops of your shoulders. This may help to soften them even further. Again, make sure that you don't arch your back here. You can allow your chest to rise and sink a bit. The opposite hand tapping the side of the opposite hip. Again, there's a relationship between the hips and the shoulders. And this can be a nice way to help soften them. Eventually, returning to neutral. Slowly spinning down. Effortless release. Just let go. Allow your body to naturally return to neutral. It may take a little while. The softer you are, sometimes the longer it takes. Things just hang, swinging on their own. Settling down. If there was any lingering tension in your neck and shoulders and chest and upper body, just let it go. Allowing your awareness to collect inside. Perhaps you feel warmth or pressure where your mind is gathering. Releasing into a neutral position, as though falling asleep on your feet. Snake and turtle, falling asleep. As you rest deeply, your mind becomes quiet. It's as though your awareness sinks down in your body, into your bones. When you feel ready, bit of self-massage. With all of these self-massage practices, you can spend extra time doing the ones that feel especially important for you. Of course, today I'll spend extra time on the shoulders, but every day, what you're doing should be a little different. Even as you rub your hands, your shoulders are soft, you're continuing to lengthen through your arms. As you allow the warmth from your palms to sink into your eyes. Softening the musculature of your face and the space just behind your eyes. As usual with all of these movements, only touch your skin when your hands are warm. So if your hands are cold being outside, this moment here I'm standing outside as it's just beginning to snow, but Qigong made my hands nice and warm. But if your hands are cold, take the time to really warm them before you put them on your skin. As you massage the various points on the face, continue to keep your shoulders soft. You can release your jaw, your sides of your neck, tops of the shoulders where they connect, all the way up under the ears. take the time to soften this whole area. This is actually the top of the shoulder. Releasing the base of the neck allows the head to fall upward more easily. That, of course, continues to release the shoulder. Don't use it as an excuse to tighten your shoulders, however. Stay soft. I wonder if you're noticing a theme. Softening the sides of the neck, releasing the front of the shoulder. It connects all the way across through to the sternum, collarbone. Release the space beneath the shoulder, the armpit, but also all the connecting points beneath. Top of the shoulder, of course. Sweet spot for many people. Take as long as you need here. Eventually it really can become nice and soft. If you are able to, reach back behind the shoulder, work any pressure points there, or if you have your practice buddy with you, they can get in there. And then release down your arm. Again, part of softening the shoulder is the length down the arm toward the hand. Same thing on the other side. Release the front of the shoulder, all of those connecting points, base of the shoulder, very top of the shoulder. Don't use it as an excuse to become tight. And of course, as much in the rear of the shoulder as you're able to reach. If you have a therapeutic massage cane, that also can often be helpful. And then softening down the arms. You can spend as long as you need releasing down the arms. Warming the sternum, solar plexus. Spend extra time here in the ribs. This is part of the base of the shoulder. This is the area that can clench and tighten during times of stress that will pull the shoulders down, inhibiting possible movement. Release the base of the ribs as well. Softening the solar plexus, and then the navel, warming the navel. Softening the front of the hips, sides of the hips, and of course, spend lots of time on the lower back. You can use the backs of the hands or the sides of the hands, called the tiger's mouth. It doesn't matter. Wherever's comfortable for your shoulders, warm the back. But do not, again, use it as an excuse to tighten your shoulders, round your back, arch your back painfully. Just stay soft. Get your back nice and warm. Gentle massage. Comfortable pressure. If you need to take a break so that your shoulders can relax, that's perfectly okay. It's nice also to let your fingers sink down to warm the tailbone. You can also massage side to side. You can massage just the center of the lower back. Figure out what your body needs, and then use the practice to soften it. That outer part of the hip there, the outer glute, and of the center of the glute muscle, has a relationship to the top of the shoulder. So you can spend time there, and that will actually help to soften your shoulders. Side of the thigh, where your tip of your middle finger may touch when you're standing. You may find that to be sore, and that can also be very helpful to release. Again, we're just describing ways to help soften the shoulders here. Softening all the way down the outside and back of the legs, releasing up the inside and front. Spend as long as you like with this, especially if you have poor circulation through the legs. And then we do the same on the arms. Down the inside, up the outside. Circle over the top of the shoulder to help it release, and down to the fingertips. Keep the opposite shoulder nice and soft. It's another practice to release that shoulder. Many people tend to develop shoulder tension if they deal with a lot of frustration or anger or guilt, that spectrum of emotion, that tends to tighten the shoulders quite a lot. So if you deal with that, take the extra time to do some walking and calm down and really spend the extra effort to release during your practice and just chill out a bit. Shaking front and back, shaking side to side, release your hips. Use your hips now to release your shoulders. Spend some extra time there. Shaking your hips and just soften your waist and let it shake your shoulders. Again, there's that relationship between the hips and the shoulders. Feels good. Move slow or fast, and then let that shaking travel from the shoulders out to the hands. And then the whole body vibrates. Shake it out. If you'd like to, go ahead and close one more time. Letting everything go. I'm so grateful that you joined me. Thank you very much. I hope you have a wonderful day.